Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into today's Atlanta Falcons news and rumor video here on a Monday. We have a couple of things we need to go ahead and get into. Let's start with the injury news, and that has to do with a mysterious injury suffered by Matt Gono. So let's just jump into this. So there's a report that comes via Michael Rothstein covering the Atlanta Falcons saying that Gono underwent a recent surgery. However, there's no details on it. There's no what he had the surgery for, how long ago the surgery was, or how long he's going to be kept out with the surgery from the injury. Now, the only thing we really have is that it's not season ending. Again, that comes via a tweet from Michael Rothstein. So you sit back and you go, okay, very weird. How often do you have an injury that you say, it's like he's injured, but then you don't have any details on it, but that's where we're at right now currently here on a Monday. Now, this does have an impact in terms of the offensive line battles that will be happening going into the 2021 really Falcon training camp, because the O-line, again, very much in question right now in the ATL. The Falcoholic has a good write-up on the Gono injury. We'll throw that up on your screen right now. Quote, Gono had an interesting chance heading into the season. The new GM and coaching staff had no connection to Kaleb McGary. There's a hole at left guard. Gono figured to be a part of the guard competition and looks really good in a couple of spot starts for McGary last year. Anticipating he'd be at worst the team's swing tackle, Trey Fontenot essentially made Gono the team's highest paid free agent at over $3.3 million. Gono is now facing an uphill battle to finally show he can start in the NFL, or at least carve out a prominent reserve role. Per ESPN's Michael Rothstein, Gono recently underwent a surgery for an injury, though we have no details about what the injury is or the severity of it just yet. Okay, end quote there. Let's start with this question, though. What's your confidence in Gono returning, right? Now, that's a tough question because we have no idea what the injury issue is. Give me your confidence level in Gono returning right now on a scale from 1 to 10. Now, again, we would assume that Gono is going to go ahead and be the starting left guard. You see it on your depth chart right now. I think that's what the expectation is going into the season. And maybe this is a minor, cleanup surgery, like Calvin Ridley's foot injury, right? A foot injury, minor. He'll be back for training camp, no issues. Maybe that's where we're at with Gono. But let's say that it's not, right? And again, maybe the time you're watching this, we have more details, but right now, zero details on the injury. If this is a long-term, couple of games being missed or all of training camp being missed, it creates a massive hole at left guard, but also creates a lot of opportunities. So this does, I think right now, create some opportunity for Drew Dalman or, of course, Jaylen Mayfield, both of the two rookie offensive linemen that were drafted by the Atlanta Falcons this offseason, both of which right now have a chance to go ahead and start at left guard. I think Dalman is going to be probably the favorite right now. That'd be my guess if I was going to be a betting man. However, as you look at the depth chart and as you continue to go through all of these things, there is plenty of open opportunities for either one of them to go ahead and win the job. And that's the beauty of training camp, is you'll pit them against each other, Mayfield versus Dalman, and then you mix in some other people there as well. And you get to a point where potentially, winner, best player is there, and then, Dalman becomes the next starter for the next 10 years, or Mayfield the starter for the next 10 years. So we'll see what happens with Gono going forward, but it is going to be very interesting to see how big of an impact this injury is going to have in terms of the training camp battles, which, of course, Arthur Smith has said is the whole reason for training camp. Arthur Smith has been preaching for months and months now after being named the Falcons head coach that everywhere is an open competition, but I think really the real open competition starts at left guard. And of course, if Gono is healthy sooner rather than later, then maybe you go ahead and have an open competition for, Kaleb McGary's job, as of course mentioned by the Falcoholic there, although I would assume that McGary is going to be just fine. I have a lot of confidence in Kaleb McGary going forward. All right, answer the question down below. Who starts at left guard for the Atlanta Falcons? What do you think? Is it going to be Mayfield? Is it going to be Dalman? Is it going to be Gono? Give me one of those three. I'll let you guys pick. Who starts at left guard for the Atlanta Falcons? I'm going to assume, again, that Gono is going to be okay. That's just my assumption. I think he's going to be fine. I have no insider sources on that, but I want your guys' thoughts. So right now, go down below. Who starts at left guard for the Atlanta Falcons? Give me your comment in the comment section. Okay, before we go ahead and keep going here, quick shout out to our friends at Newsbreak and the Newsbreak app, which you need to have downloaded right now on your iPhone to be up to date on the latest local and sports news, weather, politics, whatever you guys want to follow. So all you got to do is go ahead and go search up in the Google search bar or down below in the description box, chatsports.com/FalconsNB, and that'll download the Newsbreak app to your Android device or your Apple iPhone. And then once you're there, put in your zip code and you'll get great instant access to all the local news, weather, sports, politics you could possibly want, all at your fingertips. So you don't just subscribe to anything, you subscribe to what you want to follow. That way your news feed is populated with the stories that you want to read every single morning. It's like a newspaper built into your phone. It's absolutely fantastic. Also follow us by searching Falcons, by searching for us on the app as well. There's a little search bar there. You can go ahead and search for us in terms of our Atlanta Falcons news and rumors. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. That way you can have the Newsbreak app downloaded and ready to go on your device. Again, chatsports.com/FalconsNB is the place to go ahead and do that. Okay, I want to jump into another story here in terms of our Falcons news and rumors. Bleacher Report is a very interesting article right now that's talking about naming one player every single team should trade for during the offseason. So naturally, you go to it and you see, all right, who should the Falcons go ahead and trade for? Well, Bleacher Report lists Bears wide receiver Anthony Miller as the trade candidate, and they go ahead and throw out a cost of a 2022 third-round draft pick for Anthony Miller. And so you go, okay, let's talk about this. Anthony Miller, a wide receiver. The Falcons really need to trade for a wide receiver? Well, let's see what Bleacher Report has to say about that, and then we'll go ahead and break it down. Throw the quote up on your screen. Quote, on paper, the Falcons should have eyes towards the long term from here on out, even if the new coaching staff would like to win a ton of games as Ryan's career winds down. 2, that should mean targeting a high upside prospect like Chicago Bears wide receiver Anthony Miller. Miller's name came up right before the draft as a trade candidate, according to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. It's a hint that the 2018 second rounder could be on his way out the door regardless, so Atlanta could lowball the trade offer for a big upside player to soak up targets while defenses worry about Calvin Ridley, end quote. It's interesting, right? Now, how good is Anthony Miller? That's the real question here. And if you're a Bears fan, you understand, not that good. Look at his numbers in 2020. Only 49 catches, less than 500 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's not anything to sit back and write home about. Russell Gage had a better year overall than Anthony Miller. So I think we can immediately axe the idea that this is going to be the number 2 wide receiver because Gage, as we talked about, already really set to become the number 2 wide receiver in the ATL. And that's a further thing here. The Falcons don't need Miller. I think that a lot of Falcon fans are worry about the offense, post Julio Jones, but they're forgetting a couple of things. 1, Ridley has already established himself as a number 1. He did it last year in the 7 games that Julio Jones was out. 2, Russell Gage already established himself as a number 2. Look at his numbers. 90 catches or 90 targets or whatever it was last year. The guy was absolutely phenomenal. Plus the addition of Kyle Pitts, who's not going to be on your wide receiver depth chart because he's technically a tight end, but that's still going to draw a lot of attention from defenses, especially if Pitts turns out to be the superstar tight end that the Falcons drafted him to be. Like the 4th overall draft pick is expected to be an instant impactor on the offense, and everything we've heard and read and seen from training camp is that it's going to be exactly that. You're going to have a very good year by Pitts. So I'm not going to sit back and say that getting Miller would be a bad thing. I don't think it would be a bad thing overall. I just don't think he's worth a 2022 third-round draft pick because I think the Falcons as a whole at the wide receiver position are going to be just fine. So I'm out on trading for Anthony Miller. Again, this is Bleacher Report trying to create some storylines, which, again, it's June 21st, all right? You got to get some storylines during the NFL offseason. But the odds of the Falcons thinking a trade for him, to me, makes no sense. Go get a corner or go back and pass rusher. If you need to make a trade, wide receiver, to me, is not that big of a need anymore because I trust Russell Gage and, of course, Calvin Ridley. Let me ask you guys this. Do the Falcons need another wide receiver? If you think that they do, type Y down below for yes. If you think that they don't, then go ahead and go down below and type N down below for no. So make sure you guys are subscribed by going down below and hitting that red subscribe button. We're growing at a great rate right now, but still need your help. More subscribers, the more videos, so go down below and hit that big red subscribe button. It would help us out greatly and, of course, get you up to date in the latest Falcons news and rumors. Quick final story here. I want to mention it because it is important. Richie Grant has signed his official rookie contract, so that means that the second-round draft pick out of USC is inked and will be good to go for training camp. There was never really a worry that this wouldn't get done, but it's just important to go ahead and let it be known. Don't have the contract details yet, but we do know the Falcons have now signed 8 of their 9 rookies in terms of their contracts. Kyle Pitts is the only remaining unsigned rookie, but that hopefully will be fixed here pretty darn soon. Grant, again, expected to start at safety. He's going to be in competition to go ahead and start at safety. One of the better picks the Falcons had in this year's draft, even though a lot of people wanted corner, they wanted a running back. Still, Grant was one of the best safeties in the entire draft, so good to see him get signed and inked. And in terms of Kyle Pitts, I wouldn't freak out too much. Again, they're probably figure out the guaranteed money. Most top 10 draft picks get a fully guaranteed contract, 18, 19, $20 million over the next 4 or 5 years. So it'll come. Might even be already done by the time you watch this video, but it is important to note that Pitts remains the only unsigned player. But of course, rookies can't hold out to the new CBA, so there's no real concern that he is gonna miss time or training camp or whatever. I bet that deal gets done in the coming days or weeks. All right, ultimate for a day here on Atlanta Falcons Today as we sign off here on a Monday. For the rest of your day, we'll keep you up to date on the latest Falcons news and rumors in more upcoming videos.